I never make posts about politics, but in this case, it needs to be done. I'm all about separation of church and state, as Christ does not want forced worship. He wants us to worship willingly, out of love. But when we see another Christian publicly professing the name of Christ while acting like he's being influenced by Satan, it's our duty to correct him and others like him. Now, this Missouri Senate bill, it really cuts into my heart. Missouri Senate Bill 72. If enacted, it'll become the law of the state. And here's what Senator David Gregory and others like him are planning to do.
Bill 72, introduced by St. Louis County Senator David Gregory, says, quote, "The offense of trespass by an illegal alien under this section is a felony for which the authorized term of imprisonment is life imprisonment."
We are going to ensure we're going to create our own kind of state ICE program.
The legislation goes on to include enlisting licensed bounty hunters and taking DNA samples from those captured.
This bill will make it a felony to be here in this state illegally. This bill will finally allow our police officers to arrest illegal immigrants.
Now, besides this bill being completely ridiculous, Senator David Gregory, who is the one proposing this bill, he claims to be a Christian. On his About Me section of his website, gregoryformissouri.com, this is the claim he makes about himself. Most importantly, David is a Christian. After witnessing a local government use the COVID-19 virus to limit the church and religious gatherings, David filed a pro bono lawsuit against St. Louis County Executive Sam Page. David argued and believes that our First Amendment right to practice our faith and assemble as a body is a fundamental constitutional right. What about the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution that protects every person standing on U.S. soil against cruel and unusual punishment? The punishment needs to fit the crime. In most circumstances, people who unlawfully remain on the property of another usually only get a fine, but they could face up to 6 months in jail or more, depending on the severity of circumstances. But if you're illegally in this country, you don't get the same treatment as other people illegally trespassing on private property that isn't theirs, making them technically illegal aliens while occupying a space that doesn't belong to them. It's foreign to them, right? It's a foreign space because it's not theirs. It's someone else's. If it was yours, they would be an alien or a foreigner to your property. I've never in a video ever thrown this term out there, but this bill, it's unchristian, it's hateful, and I would venture to say that it's racist. There are people cheering this bill forward, and if that's you, I'm asking you to think about where your heart is right now. If you support this bill, you're supporting taking someone's life away from them forever without them ever having the possibility of seeing freedom again because they stepped on soil that they were not entitled to step on. This is a clear violation of the Eighth Amendment, and it is cruel and unusual punishment. Now, I understand we are a nation of laws, but we are no longer a nation of just punishment. Do you know what the prison system is supposed to be for? It's supposed to be about reforming a person. It's supposed to be about rehabilitating a person. Only our country does not use the prison system this way anymore. Our country uses the prison system as a way to hurt people, a way to enslave people, keep the tax dollars coming out of Americans' pockets so they can staff their prisons with more guards, build more prisons, and make more money. Money is truly the root of all evil. If you're a Christian, you should be able to see the hate that many other people who are supposedly also Christian are harboring within their hearts by supporting this bill. Professed Christians want to see a person have their entire life removed from them with no possibility of freedom because of one simple reason. Their heart is filled with hate. Whether or not you feel like illegal immigration is good or bad, this proposed bill is evil. You could be against illegal immigration, but still not support this hateful rhetoric in the language of this proposed law. So again, if you're a follower of Christ, whether or not you live in the state of Missouri, write this Senator David Gregory and share with him that what is in his heart does not coincide with the will of God, to love his fellow man as himself. The Bible says the same way that you judge others, that is the way that you will be judged. God is a loving God, a just God, a merciful God. In what way is this law merciful? In what way is this punishment merciful? Are you really following in the footsteps of Christ, Gregory? In Exodus chapter 22, verses 5 and 6, if someone trespassed and allowed their animals to graze on someone else's property, they would have to pay restitution. The same should apply. If you collect benefits illegally illegally, you need to pay restitution for the damage you caused to the taxpayers. The punishment fits the crime. Imprisonment does not fit the crime, not even for a day. They didn't imprison anyone when they came here illegally. If they crossed here and had to be processed by Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, an appropriate fine would be the cost of the time that these agents had to spend processing them. Restitution, the punishment fits the crime. The only reason for this Senate bill is to project the hate that people have in their hearts for those who are less fortunate. At the minimum, these people should be treated with love and respect, and at the maximum, have no more than to pay for any losses that they cause to others. If the argument is that they don't have any work, I'm sure that community service type of work that is also offered to other criminals in this country could also be offered to them to make up for any losses. I may not have all the answers, and I'm not here to figure out politics, but life imprisonment definitely is not the answer. It's not loving, it's not reforming, it's not just, it's not merciful. I urge you to look to Christ when considering how we deal with the less fortunate, and write David Gregory and express to him that not only is his proposal unconstitutional, but it's unchristlike as well.